The graph below shows the proportion of the population aged 65 and over in 3 different countries, USA, Japan, and Sweden from 1940 to 2040. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant.
The line graph illustrates the percentage of the population aged 65 and over in the USA, Japan, and Sweden over a century, from 1940 to 2040. Overall, all 3 countries experienced an upward trend in the proportion of elderly people, with Japan showing the most dramatic increase. In 1940, the USA had the highest proportion of elderly citizens at around 9%, compared to approximately 7% in Sweden and just 5% in Japan. Over the next 50 years, the USA and Sweden saw gradual increases, reaching about 15% and 14% respectively by 1990. In contrast, Japan's elderly population remained relatively stable at around 5% until 1980, after which it began to rise sharply. By 2020, Japan had overtaken both the USA and Sweden, with its elderly population reaching nearly 25%. This upward trajectory is expected to continue, with Japan projected to have around 27% of its population aged 65 and over by 2040. Meanwhile, the USA and Sweden are forecasted to have similar proportions, at approximately 22% and 21% respectively.
Some people believe that the government should fund and promote public transportation to reduce traffic congestion and pollution. Others argue that individuals should be responsible for their own transportation choices. Discuss both views and give your own opinion.
The debate over whether the government should invest in public transportation or leave transportation choices to individuals is multifaceted. Proponents of government intervention argue that public transportation is essential for reducing traffic congestion and pollution, while opponents believe that individuals should have the freedom to choose their preferred mode of transport. On one hand, government-funded public transportation can significantly alleviate traffic congestion. By providing efficient and affordable alternatives to private vehicles, such as buses, trains, and subways, the government can encourage more people to leave their cars at home. This would not only reduce the number of vehicles on the road, but also decrease greenhouse gas emissions, contributing to a cleaner environment. For instance, cities like Tokyo and Copenhagen have successfully implemented extensive public transportation networks, resulting in lower traffic congestion and pollution levels. On the other hand, some argue that individuals should have the autonomy to decide how they travel. They believe that personal freedom is paramount and that people should not be compelled to use public transportation. Moreover, critics of government intervention often point out that public transportation systems can be inefficient and inconvenient, leading to dissatisfaction among users. For example, in some rural areas, public transportation may be infrequent or unreliable, making private vehicles a more practical option. In my opinion, while individual choice is important, the government has a crucial role to play in promoting sustainable transportation. By investing in and improving public transportation infrastructure, the government can provide viable alternatives that benefit both individuals and the environment. Additionally, policies such as congestion charges and subsidies for public transport can further incentivize people to make environmentally friendly choices.
In some countries, the number of people choosing to live alone has increased significantly in recent years. What are the causes of this trend and what effects does it have on society?
The rise in the number of people choosing to live alone is a notable social trend in many countries. This phenomenon can be attributed to several factors, including changing societal norms, economic independence, and advancements in technology. The effects of this trend on society are both positive and negative. One of the primary causes of this trend is the shift in societal norms. In the past, living alone was often stigmatized, and people were expected to live with their families or in communal settings. However, modern society places a greater emphasis on individual freedom and personal space, making solo living more acceptable. Additionally, economic independence, particularly among women, has enabled more people to afford living alone. With higher levels of education and better job opportunities, individuals are more financially capable of maintaining their own households. Advancements in technology have also played a significant role. The internet and social media allow people to stay connected with friends and family, reducing the need for physical proximity. Moreover, online shopping and food delivery services have made it easier for individuals to manage their daily lives without relying on others. The effects of this trend on society are multifaceted. On the positive side, living alone can lead to greater personal satisfaction and mental well-being, as individuals have the freedom to live according to their own preferences. It can also foster independence and self-reliance. However, there are also negative consequences. Living alone can lead to social isolation and loneliness, particularly among the elderly. Additionally, the increase in single-person households can put a strain on housing resources and contribute to higher living costs. In conclusion, the trend of living alone is driven by changing societal norms, economic independence, and technological advancements. While it offers benefits such as personal freedom and independence, it also poses challenges like social isolation and increased demand for housing. Society must find ways to address these challenges while respecting individual choices.